But yeah, so I wanted to know also, like, when you were given the responsibility of representing these brands to the public, what was most important to you? Not even the brands, I should say, also the celebrities. Like when you were doing your job, what did you hold dear to yourself?
Yeah, I think, it's obviously being entrusted with that brand. It's a lot of responsibility and it feels great also to know that you have that responsibility. But I think, what was most important to me during my time, I think that, especially our generation is coming into the world of entertainment and in the world in general, where there's a big shift going on. And so, for example, I was working in TV, and the big shift is that, a lot of the people who are covering media and television and film are older white men who have been in their job for a long time, or even
Yeah.
just old people in general who don't understand the way youth works. And also, you're working internally with people who might have a different mindset.
Yeah.
They might be some generation where they don't understand influencers, or they don't understand why you should not go to the same three people. Or sometimes you're working on content where it's a great program, it's a great show, but you're not necessarily working with someone who will understand that. So maybe you're working with a writer who is not going to like this diverse show, or this show that features XYZ, but there's not really another option because it's a smaller market and smaller industry. And then, so I would always try to make a conscious effort to really try to find um, non-traditional media people. So, whether that's someone who comes, so for example, if it's a show about gay people, pitch it to somebody who's actually gay. So, because, they're going to love the content, pitch it
Mm,
to the people who it's made for. Because, if I'm pitching that to a straight older white male who's going to be like, oh, I don't want to watch this,
yeah.
this isn't my thing. So they're going to give it a bad review, and you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. And I think
You're right.
what I tried to do throughout my time there was always try to not only find new people to talk about these things and these programs, but also find relevant people too. That,
Yeah.
someone who's passionate, and by when you're working for a big brand, you also have that responsibility to, put something like that in their portfolio, in their resume. It's like, hey, do you want to interview with, this person? Yeah, oh my gosh, I would love to. And then you can kind of help uplift their career as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's a very valid point about keeping it relevant. A lot of people fail to do that, and we see it all the time, like whether it was a brand failing or just working in offices. A big thing for me, like when I used to work in the entertainment field, um, the people higher up than me, like, obviously they had their own opinions and they had their expertise per se, like their tenure, but at the same time they just felt so out of touch. And you almost want to like jump in there and say, I don't think millennials will like that. And I remember, actually, it comes to mind when Snapchat came into a boardroom meeting, and they were pitching a whole bunch of ideas. They were people like, directors and VPs, but they're, our parents' age, right? 50s, 60s. And they were not enthused, like the people that came in, because they were in their 30s, the people that were representing Snapchat. And I remember I just spoke up and I just said, pitched an idea. I can't remember for the life of me what it was, but I remember they were drawn to it. And one guy actually wrote it down and said, you know what, we're going to think about that. I actually like that, because I was thinking with the consumer in mind, right? Snapchat is millennial centric. They're targeting 18 to 34. And, they want to hear, like you said, from people that will view that content. And I
Mhm.
think it's so advantageous. And if you put aside the politics, it'll benefit the brand and the organization as a whole.